Welcome to English Gateway, everyone. Learning how to talk about yourself in English is one of the most useful skills you can develop. In everyday life, people often ask simple questions such as, what is your name? Hey, where are you from? What do you do? And what are your hobbies? Why are you learning English? If you can answer these questions clearly and naturally, your confidence will improve step by step. Many English learners understand grammar and vocabulary, but when someone says, tell me about yourself, they suddenly become nervous. Their mind goes blank, and they are not sure how to begin. Some people worry too much about grammar, while others are afraid of making mistakes. But the good news is that speaking about yourself does not have to be difficult. You do not need complicated words or advanced expressions. You only need simple ideas, clear sentences, and regular practice. In this lesson, you are going to learn how to introduce yourself, how to talk about your daily routine, how to discuss your hobbies and interests, how to explain your goals and dreams, and most importantly, how to speak English with confidence. Another great thing about this lesson is that it is designed in easy English. So while you are listening, you will also improve your understanding, learn practical expressions, and develop your speaking skills naturally. If you enjoy simple and powerful English lessons like this, make sure to subscribe to English Gateway and stay with us for more useful English practice. Part 1. Start with a simple introduction. Whenever someone asks, tell me about yourself, there is no need to feel nervous. You do not have to explain your entire life story. A simple introduction is enough. A good introduction usually contains 5 important points: your name, where you are from, what you do, your hobbies, and your goals. These 5 things are more than enough to begin a conversation. For example, you can say, hello, my name is Emily. I am from New York. I am a student. I enjoy reading books and listening to music. My goal is to improve my English and speak with confidence. This introduction is short, clear, and easy to understand. Now, let us understand each part one by one. First, talk about your name. You can say, my name is Emily, or simply, I am Emily. Both sentences are correct. If you want to sound more friendly and natural, you can say, hi, I'm Emily. This is a very common way to introduce yourself. Second, mention where you are from. You can say, I am from New York, or I come from New York. For beginners, I am from is simpler and more commonly used. For example, I am from London. I am from a small town. I am from a beautiful city. Third, talk about what you do. If you are a student, you can say, I am a student. If you have a job, you can say, I work in a company. If you own a business, you can say, I run a small business. If you are learning English, you can say, I am learning English. And if you create content online, you can say, I create videos. Remember, keep your sentences simple. In the beginning, there is no need to make them long or complicated. Fourth, talk about your hobbies. A hobby is something you enjoy doing in your free time. It can be anything that makes you happy or helps you relax. You can say, I like reading books. I enjoy listening to music. I like watching movies. I like playing football. I enjoy learning new things. I like making videos. I like speaking English. A very useful pattern for beginners is I like plus an action word. For example, I like reading. I like writing. I like cooking. I like traveling. I like exercising. This pattern is simple, natural, and extremely useful in daily conversations. Fifth, talk about your goals. A goal is something you want to achieve in the future. Sharing your goals makes your introduction more meaningful and interesting. For example, you can say, my goal is to improve my English. My goal is to become more confident. My goal is to get a good job. My goal is to speak English fluently. My goal is to learn something new every day. When you add your goal to your introduction, people can understand your ambitions and your personality better. Now, let us look at one complete example. Hi, my name is Ethan. I am from California. I am a student. I enjoy reading books, watching videos, and learning new skills. My goal is to speak English confidently and become a better version of myself every day. This is a very good introduction. It is not difficult. It is not too long.
It sounds natural and easy to understand. Now it is your turn to practice your own introduction. You can follow this pattern. Hi.
My name is blank. I am from blank. I am a blank. I like blank. My goal is blank. For example, hi, my name is David. I am from Texas. I am a student. I enjoy playing football and watching English videos. My goal is to speak English fluently. Practice your introduction again and again. In the beginning, you may speak slowly, and that is completely normal. Remember, speaking slowly is not a problem. What matters most is speaking clearly. Many learners make one common mistake. They try to speak very fast because they think fast English means fluent English. But real fluency is not about speed. Fluency means expressing your thoughts clearly and speaking without too much fear. So whenever you talk about yourself, do not rush. Take your time. Use simple sentences and speak with confidence. And if you forget something while speaking, do not panic. Simply pause for a moment and continue. You can say, "Let me think. One moment. Please, I want to explain this." Clearly, these small expressions can help you continue the conversation naturally and give you time to organize your thoughts. Always remember that mistakes are a normal part of learning. If you pronounce one word incorrectly, do not stop. If your grammar is not perfect, do not feel embarrassed. And if your pronunciation is still improving, do not become silent. Speaking improves through practice. The more you talk about yourself, the easier it becomes. So, start today with a simple introduction. Say your name. Say where you are from. Talk about what you do. Share what you enjoy. And explain your goal. These 5 things are the first step toward speaking English with confidence. When you can introduce yourself clearly, you automatically feel more comfortable in conversations. And confidence is very important because when confidence grows, speaking becomes easier. That is why you should practice your introduction every day. Stand in front of a mirror and speak. Record your voice and listen to yourself. Repeat your introduction several times. Change small details and make it sound more natural. Little by little, you will be able to talk about yourself without fear. Always remember this important sentence. You do not need perfect English to introduce yourself. You only need simple English, clear ideas, and regular practice. The purpose of speaking English is not to sound perfect. The purpose is to communicate your thoughts clearly. If you speak slowly, that is fine. If you make mistakes, that is fine. If you need a few seconds to think, that is also fine. Every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Nobody starts with perfect pronunciation or perfect grammar. People become better because they practice consistently. So, do not compare yourself with others. Focus on your own progress. Learn one sentence at a time. Practice one conversation at a time, and improve one day at a time. Now, before we move to the next lesson, let us practice one more complete self-introduction. Listen carefully. Hello, everyone. My name is Sophia. I am from Chicago. I am a college student, and I am currently learning English. In my free time, I enjoy reading books, listening to music, and watching educational videos. My goal is to improve my communication skills and speak English with confidence. I believe that regular practice can help me become a better speaker every day. This is a simple but powerful introduction. You can change the details according to your own life. Remember, your introduction should sound natural because it is about you. There is no need to memorize difficult paragraphs. Speak from your heart and use simple words. That is the easiest way to sound confident in English. Part 1 gives you the foundation of speaking about yourself. Once you can introduce yourself comfortably, you are ready to move to the next step. And the next step is learning how to talk about your daily life in simple English, because daily life is one of the easiest and most useful topics for every English learner. So, let us continue and learn how to describe our daily routine in a simple, natural, and confident way. Part 2. Talk about your daily life in simple English. After introducing yourself, the next important step is learning how to talk about your daily life. This is one of the most useful topics for English learners because daily life conversations happen everywhere. People often ask questions like, what do you do every day? How do you spend your time? What is your routine? The good news is that you do not need difficult vocabulary or advanced grammar to answer these questions. Simple English is enough. Many learners believe that speaking English means discussing big or complicated topics. But in reality, everyday English starts with simple things. Your morning routine, your work or studies, your meals, your family, your free time, your evening activities, and your daily habits. These are the topics that help you speak naturally and confidently. When someone asks, what do you do every day? You can answer in a very easy way. For example, I usually wake up early in the morning. First, I drink some water. Then, I brush my teeth and prepare for the day. After breakfast, I study or work for a few hours. In the evening, I practice English and spend time with my family. At night, I relax and go to bed. These are simple sentences, but they are very useful because they describe your real life. And when you talk about your real life, it becomes easier to remember words and expressions. Now, let us make it even simpler. You can divide your day into 3 parts: morning, afternoon, and evening. This method makes speaking easier and more organized. First, let us talk about the morning. You can say, I wake up at 6 o'clock. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I have breakfast. Get ready for school. I get ready for work. I do some exercise. I practice English in the morning. Now, let us make a short paragraph. My day usually starts at 6 o'clock. I wake up, drink water, and brush my teeth. After that, I do some exercise. Then I take a shower and have breakfast. I like starting my day with positive energy. This is a natural way to speak. Notice that you are not using difficult words. You are simply expressing your routine with clear and useful sentences. And that is exactly what good communication is all about. Remember, you do not have to speak like a native speaker from the beginning. You only need to speak clearly and consistently, because confidence comes through practice, and practice starts with simple daily conversations. Second, let us talk about the afternoon. The afternoon is usually the busiest part of the day. Some people study, some people work, and others focus on different responsibilities. You can use simple sentences like these. In the afternoon, I study. In the afternoon, I work. I have lunch with my family. I take a short break. I complete my important tasks. I learn something new. I watch English videos. These are simple sentences, but they are very useful in daily conversations. Now, let us combine them into a short paragraph. In the afternoon, I usually focus on my work and studies. I try to complete my important tasks and stay productive. After lunch, I take a short break. Sometimes I watch English videos to improve my listening skills and learn new expressions. This answer sounds natural and easy to understand. Now, let us move to the evening. The evening is often the time when people relax and spend time doing things they enjoy. You can say, in the evening, I go for a walk. I spend time with my family. I practice speaking English. I listen to music. I watch movies. I read books. I prepare for the next day. Now, let us create another short paragraph. In the evening, I like to relax after a busy day. Sometimes I go for a walk, and sometimes I spend quality time with my family. I also practice English because I want to improve my speaking skills. Before going to bed, I make plans for the next day. This is a simple and natural way to describe your evening routine. Now remember one important point. When talking about your daily life, try to use words such as usually, sometimes, often, and every day. These words make your English sound more natural and help you describe your routine more clearly. For example, I usually wake up early. I sometimes watch English movies. I often practice speaking by myself. I read something every day. I usually drink tea in the morning. Sometimes I feel tired, but I still try to practice English. These small words add more meaning to your sentences and make your speaking stronger. You can also talk about things that you do not do. For example, I do not wake up very late. I do not spend too much time on my phone in the morning. I do not like wasting time. I do not skip my English practice. I do not watch television every day. Talking about both your habits and the things you avoid can help you speak for a longer time and express yourself more naturally. Now, let us create a complete answer to a common question. Question: can you tell me about your daily routine? Answer: yes, of course. My daily routine is simple, but I always try to make it productive. I usually wake up early in the morning. First, I drink some water and prepare for the day. After breakfast, I begin my work or studies. In the afternoon, I focus on my important tasks. In the evening, I practice English, spend time with my family, and relax. I also try to learn something new every day because I believe that learning helps me grow. This is a very useful answer because you can easily change it according to your own lifestyle. If you are a student, you can say, I study during the day. If you have a job, you can say, I go to work and complete my responsibilities. If you stay at home, you can say, I help my family and spend time learning new things. And if you create content online, you can say, I create videos and work on improving my skills. Now, let us practice a few sentence patterns. My day usually starts with blank. My mornings are usually blank. In the afternoon, I blank. In the evening, I blank. At night, I blank. My daily routine helps me blank. For example, my day usually starts with exercise. My mornings are usually busy. In the afternoon, I work on my goals. In the evening, I practice English. At night, I review my day and prepare for tomorrow. My daily routine helps me stay disciplined and focused. These simple patterns are very powerful because they help you speak naturally without memorizing long paragraphs. Another important thing to remember is this. Do not try to make your answer perfect. Try to make your answer real. Real English is always better than memorized English. If you memorize one long paragraph and forget one sentence, you may become nervous. But when you talk about your real life, you can continue speaking more easily. That is why you should speak about your actual routine, your real habits, and your personal goals. This makes your English sound more natural and more confident. You can also practice in front of a mirror. Stand in front of the mirror and ask yourself, what do I do every day? Then answer, I wake up early. I drink water. I study English. I work on my goals. I try to improve myself every day. Repeat these lines regularly. In the beginning, your answers may be short. After a few days, they will become longer. And after some weeks of practice, you will notice that you speak more smoothly and confidently. That is how confidence grows. Always remember this powerful idea. If you can talk about your daily routine in English, you can start many real conversations, so never underestimate the importance of daily routine English. It may seem simple, but it is extremely powerful because your everyday life gives you hundreds of useful sentences, and every sentence you speak makes your English stronger. Now that you have learned how to talk about your daily life, let us move to the next topic. In the next part, we will learn how to talk about your likes, hobbies, and interests in simple and natural English. Part 3, talk about your likes, hobbies, and interests. When you talk about yourself in English, it is also important to talk about the things you enjoy. This makes your conversations more interesting and helps other people understand you better. If you only tell someone your name and where you are from, the conversation may end quickly. But when you share your hobbies, interests, and favorite activities, people can learn more about your personality. A hobby is something you enjoy doing in your free time. An interest is something you like learning about, discussing, or exploring. For example, some common hobbies and interests are reading books, listening to music, watching movies, playing football, cooking, traveling, learning English, creating videos, exercising, drawing, writing, talking with people, and learning new skills. These are all examples of hobbies and interests. Now, imagine someone asks you, what are your hobbies? You do not need a complicated answer. You can simply say, my hobby is reading books, or I like reading books, or I enjoy reading books. For beginners, one of the easiest patterns is I like plus an action word. For example, I like reading, I like writing, I like cooking, I like traveling, I like learning English, I like watching movies, I like listening to music, I like playing games, I like creating videos. This sentence pattern is simple, natural, and very useful in everyday English. Now, if you want your answer to sound more interesting, you can also explain why you enjoy something. For example, I like reading books because they give me new ideas. Enjoy listening to music because it helps me relax. I like learning English because it increases my confidence. Enjoy exercising because it keeps me active and healthy. I like creating videos because I enjoy sharing useful ideas with others. Adding a reason makes your answer stronger and more meaningful. Many learners answer questions with only one word. For example, question, what is your hobby? Answer, reading. This answer is correct, but it is too short. A better answer would be, my hobby is reading books. I enjoy reading because it helps me learn new things and improve my thinking. This answer sounds much more natural and complete. Now let us learn a simple 3-step structure. Step 1. Say your hobby. Step 2. Explain why you enjoy. It's step 3. Talk about how often you do it. For example, my hobby is reading books. I enjoy reading because it gives me knowledge and fresh ideas. I try to read a few pages every day. This answer has 3 important parts: your hobby, your reason, and your frequency. Using this structure will help you speak longer and express yourself more clearly. Now, let us look at a few more examples. Example 1. My hobby is listening to music. I enjoy music because it helps me feel calm and relaxed. I usually listen to music in the evening after finishing my work. Example 2. My hobby is playing football. I enjoy football because it keeps me active and healthy. I often play with my friends on weekends. Example 3. My hobby is learning English. I enjoy learning English because it helps me communicate with more people and opens new opportunities. I practice English every day. Example 4. My hobby is creating videos. I enjoy making content because I like sharing ideas and helping others learn something useful. I try to improve my content every week. Notice how each answer includes a hobby, a reason, and information about how often the activity is done. This simple structure makes your speaking sound complete and natural. Now, let us talk about favorite things. In real conversations, people often ask questions like, what is your favorite food? What is your favorite movie? What is your favorite subject? What is your favorite place? What is your favorite book? What is your favorite activity? These questions are very common, and you should be ready to answer them confidently. You can answer in a simple way. My favorite food is pizza. Favorite movie is a motivational film. My favorite subject is English. My favorite place is the park. My favorite activity is learning new skills. These answers are correct, but you can make them stronger by adding a reason. For example, my favorite subject is English because it helps me communicate with people from different countries. My favorite place is the park because it is peaceful and refreshing. My favorite activity is learning new skills because I enjoy personal growth and self-improvement. Adding a reason helps people understand your personality and interest better. Now let us create a complete answer. Question: tell me about your hobbies and interests. Answer: my hobbies include reading books, listening to music, and learning English. I enjoy reading because it gives me new ideas and knowledge. I like listening to music because it helps me relax after a busy day. I'm also interested in learning English because I want to improve my communication skills and speak with confidence. In my free time, I try to practice English and learn something useful every day. This answer is simple, clear, and effective. You can use it in many different conversations and adjust it according to your own interests. The most important thing is to talk about things you genuinely enjoy. When you speak about your real interests, your English sounds more natural, and it becomes much easier to continue the conversation. Now, remember one important point. You do not always have to say, I like, again and again. As your English improves, you can use different expressions to make your speaking sound more natural and interesting. For example, instead of always saying, I like reading, you can say, I enjoy reading. I am interested in learning English. I love watching motivational videos. I spend my free time reading books. I am passionate about self-improvement. I enjoy learning new skills. These expressions can make your English sound richer and more expressive. However, remember one thing. Do not force yourself to use difficult words. Start with simple sentences. As your confidence grows, you can gradually add better expressions and new vocabulary. Learning English is a step-by-step process. Now, let us practice some useful sentences together. Say these sentences aloud. I enjoy learning English. I like speaking English. I am interested in personal development. I spend my free time watching English videos. My hobbies help me feel relaxed and motivated. I want to improve myself every day. Repeat these sentences several times. Remember, your mouth also needs practice. When you repeat useful expressions again and again, they become natural and speaking becomes easier. Now, here is another important tip. When you talk about your hobbies and interests, speak with enthusiasm. Do not sound like you are reading something boring. If you truly enjoy something, let your voice show your excitement. For example, instead of speaking in a flat voice, say, I really enjoy learning English because it helps me become more confident. This sounds more natural and more expressive. Always remember that speaking English is not only about words, it is also about your voice, your feelings, and your confidence. So whenever you talk about yourself, speak naturally and honestly. You do not have to impress everyone. You only have to express yourself clearly. If you enjoy simple things, talk about simple things. If you enjoy reading, say it. If you enjoy walking, talk about it. If you enjoy cooking, share it. And if you love learning English, do not hesitate to say so. Your answers do not have to be perfect. They simply need to represent who you are. That is the real purpose of speaking English, not perfection to expression. So continue practicing how to talk about your hobbies, interests, and favorite activities. You can follow this simple pattern. I like blank because blank. My hobby is blank. I enjoy blank in my free time. I am interested in blank. My favorite blank is blank because blank. For example, I enjoy reading because it helps me develop new ideas. My hobby is learning English. I enjoy walking in my free time. I am interested in personal growth. My favorite activity is speaking practice because it increases my confidence. This is how you talk about yourself in English, one sentence at a time, one practice session at a time, and little by little, your fear becomes smaller, your confidence becomes stronger, and your English becomes better. Always remember this powerful thought. When you talk about the things you enjoy, English becomes more personal, more natural, and much more enjoyable. And now, let us move to the next part, where we will learn how to talk about your family, your studies, and your work in simple and confident English. Part 4. Talk about your family. Studies and work. When you talk about yourself in English, people may also ask questions about your family, your studies, or your job. These are very common topics in everyday conversations. Someone may ask, "Can you tell me about your family? What do you do? Are you a student? Where do you work? What are you studying? What kind of work do you do?" Many English learners become nervous when they hear these questions, but there is no reason to worry. You do not need long or complicated answers. Simple and clear sentences are enough. Let us begin with family. If someone asks, "Can you tell me about your family?" you can answer in a very simple way. For example, "I have a small family," or "I have a big family." Then you can add a few details. For example, "I have a small family. There are 4 people in my family. My father, my mother, my brother, and me. My family is very supportive, and I enjoy spending time with them." This answer is simple, natural, and complete. You can also say, "I live with my family. My family is very important to me. They always support and encourage me. We enjoy spending time together, especially in the evenings." These sentences sound friendly and natural. Now, let us learn some useful sentences about family. I have a small family. I have a big family. There are 5 people in my family. I live with my parents. I have 1 brother and 1 sister. My family is loving and supportive. My family always encourages me. I enjoy spending time with my family. My family has taught me many good values. These expressions are simple, but they are very useful in daily conversations. Now, let us create a complete answer. Question: Can you tell me about your family? Answer: Yes, of course. I have a small and loving family. There are 4 members in my family. My parents, my brother, and me. My family means a lot to me because they always support and motivate me. I enjoy spending time with them, and I feel happy when we sit together and talk. This is a good answer. It is not too short. It is not too difficult. And most importantly, it sounds natural. Now let us talk about studies. If you are a student, you can say, "I am a student." Study at a college. I study at school. I am learning English. I am studying business. I am studying computer science. I am preparing for my exams. I want to improve my knowledge. Now let us make the answer a little longer. I am a student, and I am currently studying in college. My favorite subject is English because I want to improve my communication skills. I try to study regularly and learn something new every day. This is a simple and effective way to talk about your studies. And remember, simple English is always powerful English. If someone asks, "What are you studying?" you can answer according to your situation. For example, I am studying English because I want to speak with confidence. I am studying computer science because I am interested in technology. I'm studying business because I want to understand how companies work. One of the most useful patterns is, I am studying blank because blank. For example, I am studying English because I want to improve my communication skills. I am studying science because I enjoy learning about nature. I am studying business because I want to start my own company. I am studying computers because I want to build a successful career. This sentence pattern is simple, clear, and very useful for daily conversations. Now, let us move to work. If you have a job, you can say, "I work in a company. I work as a teacher. I work as a designer. I work in sales. Work in an office. I run a small business. I create videos online. I'm learning new skills to grow in my career." These are all common and natural expressions. Now, let us make the answer a little longer. For example, I work in a company. Sometimes my work is challenging, but I learn many new things. I always try to improve my skills and become better every day. Or, I create videos online because I enjoy sharing useful ideas with people. I am also learning new skills to improve my content and grow professionally. These answers are simple and easy to understand. Now, if someone asks, "What do you do?" you can answer based on your own situation. If you are a student, you can say, "I am a student and I am working on improving my skills." If you have a job, you can say, "I work in a company and I am trying to grow in my career." If you create content online, you can say, "I create educational videos because I enjoy helping people learn new things." And if you're currently focusing on learning, you can say, "At the moment, I am focusing on learning and improving myself." This answer sounds polite, positive, and confident. Now remember one important thing. When you talk about your work or studies, do not only say what you do, also explain why you do it and what you want to achieve. For example, short answer, "I am a student." Better answer, "I am a student, and I am working on improving my English and building my confidence because I want better opportunities in the future." Short answer, "I work in an office." Better answer, "I work in an office, and my job teaches me responsibility, communication, and time management." Short answer, "I create videos." Better answer, "I create videos because I enjoy teaching and sharing useful knowledge with others." Adding, a reason makes your answer more meaningful and more interesting. People do not only want to know what you do, they also want to understand your goals, your interests, and your mindset. And that is what makes a conversation more natural and memorable. Now, let us create a complete self-introduction using family, studies, and work. Listen carefully to this example. Hi, my name is Ethan. I am from California. I have a small and supportive family. I am a student, and I am learning English because I want to speak with confidence and improve my communication skills. In my free time, I enjoy reading books, listening to music, and learning new things. My goal is to become a better version of myself and build a successful future. This introduction is excellent for beginners. It includes your name, your hometown, your family, your studies, your hobbies, and your goals. You can easily change the details and make it personal. Remember, your introduction should represent your real life. Now, let us practice some common questions. Tell me about your family. What do you do? What are you studying? Why are you learning English? What do you enjoy about your work? What are your goals in your studies? Try to answer these questions using simple English. Do not worry about making mistakes. Your first goal is not perfection. Your first goal is clarity. Speak in short sentences, then add one reason, then add one feeling, and finally, add one goal. For example, I am learning English because it helps me communicate with more people. I enjoy learning English because it gives me confidence. My goal is to speak fluently and use English in real conversations. This answer is simple, but it sounds complete and meaningful. Always remember this important idea. When you talk about your family, studies, or work, keep your answers simple, honest, and confident. You do not need complicated vocabulary. You do not need perfect grammar. You only need clear thoughts and regular practice. As you continue practicing, your answers will become longer and more natural. Confidence does not come in one day. It grows with every conversation. It grows every time you answer a question, and it grows every time you speak without fear. So do not wait for perfect English. Start speaking with the English you already know, because communication is more important than perfection. And remember this powerful line: simple answers can create strong conversations. Now that you know how to talk about your family, studies, and work, let us move to the next part. In the next lesson, we will learn how to talk about your goals, dreams, and your English learning journey in simple and confident English. Part 5. Talk about your goals, dreams, and your English journey. When you talk about yourself in English, one of the most powerful things you can share is your goal. Your goals tell people about the person you want to become. They show your direction, they show your mindset, and they show your purpose in life. Many people can easily talk about their name and hometown, but they become confused when someone asks, "What is your goal? What do you want to become? Why are you learning English? What is your dream? What do you want to improve?" These are very common questions, so it is important to practice them. Let us begin with a simple sentence. My goal is to improve my English. This sentence is easy, useful, and natural. You can also say, My goal is to speak English confidently. My goal is to become fluent in English. My goal is to improve my communication skills. My goal is to create better opportunities for myself. My goal is to become more confident. My goal is to improve myself every day. These are all excellent answers. Now, let us make the answer a little longer. For example, my goal is to speak English confidently because I want to communicate with more people and create better opportunities in life. This answer sounds much stronger because it includes a reasons always. Remember this simple pattern. My goal is blank because blank, for example. My goal is to improve my English because I want to communicate with confidence. My goal is to become a better person because I want a brighter future. My goal is to become successful because I want to support my family. My goal is to develop discipline because I want to change my life. This pattern can help you speak more naturally and confidently. Now, let us talk about dreams. A dream is something bigger that you want to achieve in life. You can say, my dream is to become successful. My dream is to speak English fluently. My dream is to travel around the world. My dream is to support my family. My dream is to become a great teacher. So, dream is to start my own business. My dream is to become confident and independent. These are all meaningful dreams. Now, let us make the answer more natural. For example, my dream is to speak English fluently and confidently. I know it will take time, but I am ready to practice every day. This answer sounds positive and powerful. You can also say, my dream is to build a better life for myself and my family. That is why I am learning new skills and working on my English every day. This answer is simple, emotional, and meaningful. Remember, dreams give direction to your efforts, and when you talk about your dreams, you are sharing your hopes and ambitions with others. That is why it is important to speak with confidence and positivity. You do not need perfect words, you only need honest words, because honest English always sounds natural. Now, let us talk about your English learning journey. This is a very important topic because many English learners are asked, why are you learning English? How did you start learning English? What challenges have you faced? How are you improving your English? These questions are common in conversations, interviews, and speaking practice sessions. The good news is that you do not need complicated answers. You only need to explain your story in simple English. For example, you can say, I started learning English because I wanted to improve my confidence, or I wanted to communicate with more people, or I wanted better opportunities for my future. These are simple and honest reasons. Now, let us talk about challenges. Many learners experience difficulties in the beginning. You can say, in the beginning, English was difficult for me. I could understand some words, but I could not speak confidently. I often felt nervous when speaking English. I was afraid of making mistakes. I struggled with pronunciation and vocabulary. These sentences help you explain your experience honestly. Remember, every learner faces challenges. Making mistakes is a normal part of learning. The important thing is to continue practicing. Now, let us talk about what you are doing today to improve. You can say, now I practice English every day. Listen to English videos and podcasts. I read simple English books. I repeat useful sentences. I practice speaking whenever I can. I try to learn new words every day. These activities show your effort and commitment. Now, let us put everything together. Question: why are you learning English? Answer: I am learning English because I want to communicate confidently and improve my opportunities in the future. In the beginning, English was difficult for me. I could understand some words, but I felt nervous when I tried to speak. Sometimes I was afraid of making mistakes. However, I did not give up. Now I practice English every day by listening, reading, and speaking. My goal is to become fluent and use English naturally in real-life situations. This answer is powerful because it includes 4 important things: your reason, your challenge, your effort, and your goal. This simple structure can help you answer many speaking questions with confidence. Another useful method is to divide your English journey into 4 parts. Why you started, what difficulties you faced, what you are doing now, what you want to achieve in the future. For example, I started learning English because I wanted to improve my communication skills. In the beginning, I felt shy and nervous when speaking. Now I practice every day through listening, reading, and speaking activities. My goal is to become fluent and speak confidently with people from around the world. This answer sounds complete, natural, and inspiring. Always remember that your English journey is unique. Do not compare your progress with others. Focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Every small step matters. Every practice session helps. And every mistake teaches you something valuable. That is how real progress happens. Now, let us learn some more useful sentences that you can use when talking about your goals, dreams, and English learning journey. You can say, I want to improve my English because it can help me in the future. I want to speak confidently in front of people. I want to remove my fear of speaking English. I know my English is not perfect, but I am improving every day. I make mistakes, but I learn from them. I practice English regularly because I want to become better. I watch English videos to improve my understanding, speak to myself in English to build confidence. I read simple English texts to learn new vocabulary. Want to use English in real conversations. These sentences are useful for learners at every level. Now let us practice another common question. Question. Tell me about your English learning journey. Answer. My English journey is still continuing, and I am improving step by step. In the beginning, I felt nervous whenever I tried to speak English. I was worried about making mistakes and saying the wrong words. But over time, I realized that mistakes are a natural part of learning. Today, I practice English every day. I listen to simple English content, repeat useful sentences, and try to speak about my daily life. My goal is to become a confident English speaker and communicate naturally with others. This answer shows honesty, effort, and confidence. And these three things are very important when you speak English. Now, remember one important lesson. Always speak positively about yourself instead of saying, my English is very bad. Say, my English is improving. Instead of saying, I cannot speak English, say, I am learning to speak English. Instead of saying, I always make mistakes, say, I make mistakes, but I learn from them. Instead of saying, I am weak in English, say, I am working on my English every day. These small changes can make a big difference in your confidence. The way you talk about yourself affects the way you think about yourself. If you use negative language, your confidence becomes weaker. If you use positive language, your confidence becomes stronger. That is why you should always focus on progress, not perfection. Now let us create one final complete self-introduction. Listen carefully. Hello, everyone. My name is Emily. I am from New York. I am a student, and I am currently learning English. I have a small and supportive family who always encourage me. In my free time, I enjoy reading books, listening to music, and watching English videos. My goal is to speak English confidently and improve my communication skills. In the beginning, English was difficult for me, but I continued practicing every day. I know I still make mistakes, but I am improving gradually. My dream is to become more confident and use English comfortably in real-life situations. This is a complete self-introduction. It includes your name, your hometown, your family, your studies or work, your hobbies, your English journey, your goals, and your dreams. You can use this structure and adjust it according to your own life. Now let us practice one final pattern. My goal is blank. My dream is blank. I started learning English because blank. In the beginning, I felt blank. Now I practice by blank. In the future, I want to blank. For example, my goal is to speak English fluently. My dream is to become confident and successful. I started learning English because I wanted better communication skills. In the beginning, I felt nervous and shy. Now I practice by listening, reading, and speaking every day. In the future, I want to speak English naturally with confidence. This simple pattern can help you create countless answers about yourself. And now, before we finish, remember this important message. When you talk about your goals and dreams, you are doing more than practicing English. You are sharing your future. You are sharing your ambitions, and you are showing the direction of your life. Do not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are not failures. They are part of the learning process. Every time you speak English, you improve. Every time you introduce yourself, you become more confident. Every time you answer a question, your communication becomes stronger. So start today. Talk about yourself. Talk about your daily life. Talk about your hobbies. Talk about your family. Talk about your goals and dreams. Use simple words. Use clear sentences. Speak slowly. Speak honestly. And most importantly, speak confidently. Remember this final message. You do not need perfect English to talk about yourself. You only need the courage to begin, the patience to keep practicing, and the confidence to continue moving forward. Thank you for learning with English Gateway. Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep believing in yourself. See you in the next lesson.